We're excited. We found out obviously Saturday. Once our game's done, we knew where we were going. So then it was, and I got to give a shout out to Sarah and Amber for all the work that they did pre before the weekend. Just trying to work out two different trips, one to Wisconsin, one to Ohio State, and each of the home teams is supposed to provide a block of rooms, but for whatever reason, we didn't hear from Ohio State till sometime late Wednesday or Sunday afternoon. And in the meantime, Sarah's trying to call, and every hotel down there is booked. There's some events going down there. There's 10,000 athletes in Columbus for something other than our game. So we're trying to, and then we couldn't get out on flights. And here it is again. We're the farthest team to the west. We have to fly out to the farthest team in the east in our league. Team probably with the fewest resources, and we got to make this work. Well, there's no flights Wednesday, Thursday to get our whole team down to Columbus. So we are leaving tonight at 8 o'clock. So now we're in Columbus Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. Anyway, we just said yesterday, hey, it's going to be an epic adventure. And they all bought in. They're pumped. So but it's kind of been their DNA all year. They despite the tough results, they come in. They're having fun. They got a smile on their face, and we're just gonna go out there and give it our best, and we'll see what happens.
Just being there for almost the whole week kind of changed the preparation at all in terms of what you guys can do leading up to it.
A little bit, can't get on the ice today. Again, with classes, didn't want them to miss any more class time this morning than they're already going to miss. And the only ice time available at Buckeye Arena was 8:30 Wednesday night, and then again 5:30 Thursday night. So they're not ideal times, but we'll get some practices in. Wednesday, Thursday have a game day, skate Friday, and so we'll have plenty of prep time this week.
Some of these hurdles almost give them a little bit of extra chip on their shoulder.
Well, hopefully. It's again, we know it's going to be a tremendous challenge. Ohio State's in my 10 years, I don't know if I've seen a team as deep and talented as they are at every position, but that's why I play the game. Hockey. Coach Peters used to always say, until they make goaltenders ineligible, you just never know. So, but our group realizes the how good they are. But again, we're going to go out there and compete as hard as we can. And the mentality is rather than looking at it as win a hockey game, just win a period. Let's start with that first period Friday, and it's a game where obviously you have to stay in the moment, play it shift by shift, and again, we got nothing to lose, so let's just go out there and play as hard as we can and see what happens.
Those games last year in the playoffs were tight games,
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of things did you do to make those games tighter than maybe they were in the regular season? How can you kind of use some of those things this weekend?
Yeah, well, I think it's really the mindset of the players. They realize this is playoff hockey now, and this is you're out there battling for your ability to keep on playing. This is it. If you lose two games, your season's over. So I just think it just magnifies the intensity, how hard you need to play, and again, we've said before, at this point in time, everybody knows exactly how we need to play, and now it's just a matter of going out there and executing and believing you can do it. That's really that mindset is going to be so important. And we've been talking about it all year long, is how we can play with anybody. We've had moments where we've played with this team. You just got to do it for 60 minutes, and again, going to need great goaltending. We're going to need to be opportunistic. I think really, really important we stay out of the penalty box and just try to play 5-on-5 as much as we can. And again, just take it one period at a time.
You said it starts with goaltending, and obviously you're going to need good goaltending this weekend. But what are some of the other things that the forwards and the defense can do to kind of limit Ohio State?
Yeah, when our D-corps has been at their best, they've been really, really good with their gaps. And that starts on the offensive blue line, and also it's in combination of our forwards backtracking really, really hard, staying above the puck, and so again, if we can do a good job in the neutral zone of staying above their forwards, not allowing them to come at you with speed, and because they've got some, Jennifer Gardner's got one of the fastest players in the country, and if you give her time and space to get her cranked up, she's coming at you a million miles an hour. That's tough. It's tough for anybody. So we need to slow them down. We need to try to clog up the neutral zone as best we can and force them to dump pucks. And again, it's on their forecheck, they always seem like they have 9 players on the ice. So it's just a matter of being really efficient with our breakouts. And so it's a combination of a lot of things. But again, we need our D-core to play really, really well, but they also need the support of their forwards to help them be aggressive. And if we can do that, that'll help us.
Lastly, putting together a story about Gabby, and just talk about the player that you saw when you saw her in high school and what she's developed into and how kind of much she's meant to this program.
Yeah, she was obviously a really pretty dynamic player in high school. I remember she had a great senior year, had a great state tournament, won some big games. And Gabby's her strength's always been her speed. She's a player that's got elite speed, and again, like I talked about, what was it last week? How when she and Taylor came in as freshmen, they got right to the front of the line. They did not take a back seat. They wanted to prove themselves. And she just kind of always had that mentality of she wants to be a leader, and she wants to play as much as she can. And again, she's played a fairly significant role for us throughout her entire career. And again, she's a gamer. She's gonna compete really, really hard. She's always had a bit of a chip on her shoulder. Sometimes she goes over the edge when she's playing, but that's just who she is as a player, and you gotta love that about her. So, again, maybe not scoring as quite as much as we had hoped, but again, that's just how challenging this league is, and how good goaltending and defense is in this league. But she's a gamer. She's gonna come and she's gonna play as hard as she can for you every night.
Coach said that despite all the results and everything, that everybody comes to work every single day, on their face, having a good time. Couple that with how many of those girls made the all-academic team. What does that say about the character of the players that you're bringing in here?
Well, I think that you try to recruit that quality person. I mean, that's ultimately that's what's so important. Obviously, you want as talented players as we can get, but the fact that they're good people just makes our job so much easier. I mean, they're like I said before, they're just really, really great ambassadors for our university. Like say academically, they all, we had 14 players that were eligible to be on the all-academic team, and all 14 were able to do that, and another 11 are scholar athletes. So just credit to them for the types of students they are, and that's on top of everything that they're doing as a hockey player and all the time that they have to commit to that. But it makes, like you say, when things aren't going as well in terms of results, things can get pretty ugly. But this group is stuck together. They lean on each other. They support each other, and it certainly made our job that much easier in terms of we're all competitive. Don't get me wrong. It's been hard from that standpoint, but just again, and how they've handled it at the senior class has kind of shown the younger classes. They like I said, they've all bought in, and just can't speak enough to the character of the group in terms of how they've handled this.
You guys took a lead on Saturday against St. Cloud State. Obviously, they were able to come back. What do you have to do to produce that lead again this time, but hold on until the end?
Well, no doubt. And I talked a little bit about what we need to do defensively, just in terms of trying to slow them down. But we need to score, and that's been a challenge all year long. And now we're playing against one of the best defensive teams with one of the, if she's not the leading goalie in the country, she's right up there in Reagan Kirk. But in our games down there before, we had chances. Now we just got to capitalize. And again, the last 2 weeks we've just spent a lot of time just again trying to simplify, just try to get pucks to, go low to high as quick as we can. And get pucks to the net. If you can't get it to the net, at least get it to the end boards, because then maybe you might be able to create something off the end board. And I thought we did a nice job of that against St. Cloud in terms of because again, we talked about how St. Cloud, if you get in a corner, they're just going to pin you, and they're going to go the other way. And St. Cloud's going to be very similar. So we need to do the same thing. We've got to stay out of those corners, get the puck off the wall as quick as we can, try to protect it. But if we can possess the puck in the offensive zone, that's a good thing, because the more we possess the puck, the less time they have it. But We've got to be able to create opportunities. We've got to be able to get to the middle. We've got to get players to the front of the net, taking the goalie's eyes away. Like I've said many times, we need to create chaos around the net, and then we need to be tenacious and try to find ways to.
We expect a battle, that's for sure. They're a great team. They have lots of experience, and that's a huge difference, obviously, between our teams. They have, graduate students, tons of seniors, whatever. And we know that they're just gonna go out there and want to win battles, want to do this and that. But we just got to come out and not focus so much on them, but focus on us and what we can do. And we know we can win battles. We know we can get pucks in the net when we can. So just focusing on like the little details will help us throughout the whole game for sure.
What does it take to pull off big time upset in the city?
Honestly, just shift by shift. You can't get too ahead of yourself, and you can't get down on yourself. That's a huge thing because we know once you get down on yourself, the game could be lost in like 2 seconds. So just trying to stay focused throughout the whole game will help us.
Do you think having that kind of underdog mindset is kind of will help you in a way where it's almost like nothing to lose at this point?
100%. Definitely being an underdog, you do have that nothing to lose mindset. You can see last year, obviously our season didn't go too well last year, but we were able to keep it a 4-1 and 2-1 game against number 1 ranked team. So that's what I'm hoping for. We can just go out there and leave it all we got, and hopefully we can get some pucks past the goalie and hopefully bounce ahead of them.
Lastly, I'm doing a story on Gabby and her career. Just talk about your relationship with her, what kind of teammate she is, what kind of player she is.
Oh yeah, we knew each other before coming into Bemidji, which is kind of nice. You know some familiar faces, but we've just grown a deeper friendship throughout the years, and that's obviously helped us on and off the ice, and just throughout school and whatnot. So I'm just very thankful for her.
How important is she to the locker room in terms of that leadership?
Oh yeah, she brings a great leadership role. I mean, she's a hard worker and she cares for everybody on the team, and you can just see that every day on and off the ice, and so it's very inspirational for sure.